Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here with my day 2 video of the Redmi 10X 5G. And so far guys, I don't think there's any phone that has been this hyped on the channel in a couple of months. And not just that though, there's no phone that has really just gone beyond my expectations from this gorgeous design, one of the best built plastic phones that I've tested so far this year, to a really nice display. Anyone who tells you this is a bad display or like a low quality display, they don't know what they're talking about. This is a solid HDR10 Plus panel, and most importantly, that Dimensity 820 chipset is a speed demon, guys, and not just in the sense of its performance. I've been testing this phone out yesterday on 5G for a good portion of the afternoon, and today's video is really going to be focused on one thing: battery life. So both my 5G battery experience as well as my battery charging test that I just completed minutes ago. So let's start off with the 5G battery experience, because when I noticed that this finally did have 5G, you can see it right there, I wanted to put it to the test. So from around 2:30 p.m. yesterday, I was using this phone pretty much non-stop. And obviously I was doing a lot of other things beyond just having the display on and watching YouTube. Now, any of Xiaomi's top battery performers will be able to do easily 11-12 hours of screen on time. If you're just watching YouTube and you just have the screen on watching Netflix, video playback is something that phones like this can do in their sleep. It's a non-issue. But what I really wanted to test out yesterday was the 5G experience. So that included not just streaming, watching YouTube and stuff like that, but using other aspects of the phone as well. So I had a number of very long calls with FedEx and with my wife to test out the 5G capability. Also seeing how this phone worked with Bluetooth with my Mi AirDots 2. There was a lot that I did to this phone yesterday, and you can clearly see here just from the usage, over 17 hours of use up to this morning, and most of it was done in that kind of period from around 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. yesterday. And in terms of screen on time, here it is, 4 hours 24 minutes. Now guys, granted, that is from 2 p.m. yesterday, so I think if I'd started using this phone from around 9 or 10 a.m. as I normally do, I would have definitely hit 7, probably 8 hours of screen on time if I'd had most of the day to test it. But the other incredible thing was standby, and you can see here the phone was already below 10% when I went to bed, and as you can see, when I woke up at 9 a.m. it was at 2%. It was still chugging along, and I was able to even watch some YouTube videos before it finally died off. So in terms of 5G battery capability, I'm pretty impressed with this phone. I need to test it out again today because battery life only improves on a phone after a few days of use, and with a 4,520 milliampere capacity, I think this phone is going to go the distance. This is the only phone that I really have tested using 5G. So just keep that in mind, guys, because I do think that we do have a battery champ here in the Redmi 10X 5G. And once again, you see the recap of GSAM battery monitor, which was in that kind of 8-hour range for screen on times for this phone. But the other thing I did want to touch upon was the 5G capability. And here you see one of the upload times. I did one of the speed tests with this phone. I was in North Point yesterday, and as you can see, 5G capable using the network, and I was getting 263 Mbps download. Now my upload is still a little slow. That is just the reality as 5G slowly rolls out in Hong Kong, but I was really impressed with this result, and I've never gotten scores this high on my iPhone 11 Pro Max or when I tested the OnePlus 8 Pro. So stay tuned obviously for more of my 5G battery drain experience as well as more speed tests that I will be running as I'm using this phone out and about today. But as we know, battery use and drain is only one part of the experience, and the other part of this is the charging experience. Well, guess what, guys? This morning I completed the first charge test of this Redmi 10X 5G using the 22.5 watt charger that came in the box, as you can see right here. And so how did this battery do? How long did the Redmi 10X 5G take to charge? Have a look at my fast charge test of the Redmi 10X 5G, and let's revisit these results when we get back. And so there you go, guys. And with a final time of 1 hour and 26 minutes, this phone is definitely a step behind what we've seen from the Redmi K30 Pro, which can charge up in just over an hour for an even larger battery capacity. But I do still think, considering the size of this battery and the price of this phone, guys, remember, $220 US to be able to charge this in under 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then to be able to use this for easily a day or two, depending on which network you're using. I still think it's a solid charging performance from this Redmi 10X 5G. But yes, there are sacrifices to be made with Xiaomi's lower priced phones, and this is one of them. You're not going to get that 33 watt charging that you see on phones like the Mi Note 10 Lite, the Redmi K30 Pro, or anything crazy like the 50 watts we see on the Mi 10 Pro series. But all in all, I'm very happy so far. Day 2 into my time with this Redmi 10X 5G. The battery performance is great, the standby is even better, and the charging time, sure, I wish was better, but you get what you pay for, guys. And I never imagined that my first legit 5G experience would be on one of Xiaomi's best budget 5G phones, but I'm having it here on the Redmi 10X, and let me tell you, the 5G experience, once you get started using it, it is totally worth it. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on the initial battery experience I'm having on this Redmi 10X 5G? Do you value even faster charging? Is that going to be a deal breaker for you considering this phone? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. So now that I have this phone fully charged up, it's time to go out on the streets, take some shots with this Redmi 10X 5G, and put it against two of the better shooters that I've had in this mid-range and affordable flagship segment, the Mi Note 10 Lite and the Redmi K30 Pro. And it will be very interesting to see how does this OmniVision sensor and the Redmi 10X 5G stack up in the camera department next to these mid-range and affordable flagship champs. And obviously a full comparison with these phones will be coming alongside that as well, so stay tuned. So that's it, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.